Hello Year 2 students, I'm Ella and I'm your teacher today. It is lesson 37. Okay, and today we will need our learning book, something to write with, and I have some calendars in front of me. You may have one nearby, it's okay if you don't. So let's get to it and try and start with our number talk. Okay, interesting number talk today because we have a number line with some numbers and some mysterious missing numbers. So we're looking for a pattern. And I'm going to ask you to look at these and see if you can find the pattern before we solve this together ourselves. So we've got 24, 34, and we've got 19, 17, 15. What's happening to these numbers? Okay, well, I hope you have some idea. Are they getting bigger or smaller, and by how much? We've got our number chart here, our 100 chart, to help us solve this mystery. So 24, we're starting at 24, so let's find 24. 24, okay. Our next number on the number line is 34. 34. 24, 34. We've got one missing and then we have 54. We've got some missing and then we have 84. I think we're moving down this line and I can see that we are jumping by tens. So we've gone to 24, 34. Our answer should be 44, 54, 64 and 74. Mystery solved. We are increasing by 10. Well done. Okay, let's try the next one. What's happening here? Let's find 19 on our number line. Here it is, just before 20 and just after 18. 19. The next number in this number line is 17. 19, 17. 15. Who can see a pattern? 19, 17, 15. We are jumping backwards by 2. Jump backwards by 2, jump backwards by 2, jump backwards by 2. And we have our next number, 13. Good, okay. We jump backwards by 2, 11. Jump backwards by 2, 2. 9. Jump backwards by 2, 7. And jump backwards by 2, 5. Aren't number patterns fun? Okay, nice mystery solving there. We'll do a few more in later lessons. Okay, what are we learning today, you ask? Well, the answer is today's lesson, our learning intention is to understand how a calendar works. A calendar is a system of organising our time in days, weeks, months within the year. And we'll know we can do this when we can explain how a calendar is organised. Now, in front of me, I've got some different calendars because they can look different in different ways. So let's start with the days of the week. And I think we should be pretty good at these days of the week by now. Here is a calendar showing us October of this year, October 2022. All right, so let's have a look at where we start. When we talk about days of the week, we like to talk about Sunday being the first day. Some calendars might have a different day, but in general, we look at Sunday as the first day of the week. So remember, it goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, and we often go to school between Monday and Friday, and we have these wonderful days called Saturday and Sunday where we're not at school, and often we find lovely things to do for our leisure. Okay, we can see that the 1st of October is a Saturday. So when I read this calendar, I can see when October starts this year, the first day is a Saturday. and the days will follow as we go. This calendar's kind of fun because on the S days, the weekend days, Saturday and Sunday, we've got a lovely different colour for those days. And then back we go on to Monday to Friday. How many days in October? All the way down to the end, we can see the last day of October is the 31st, Monday. And there's a tiny little word written underneath here you may or may not see, which is kind of fun, and it says Halloween. So Halloween is always October the 31st, and this year it's on a Monday. Something to consider. Okay, so that tells us quite nicely the days of the week. Let's think about another calendar now, which might tell us about the months. Here's a calendar you might recognise. Often calendars that hang up in homes have a lovely little picture, something to distract ourselves with, very beautiful penguins. And underneath we can see that we're looking at February of this year, 2022. Something very exciting happened in February this year, didn't it? We had the 2nd of the 2nd, 22. So we had numbers 2222. I wonder if you remember that day. Okay, so let's have a look at February and how we organise February. What's the first day in February this year? It was a Tuesday. I can see the 1st of February was a Tuesday. And written underneath here it says Chinese New Year. How interesting. So sometimes calendars tell us what's going on around the world and what's happening where we are. Okay, so I can see how many days does February have? Interesting, because February is our shortest month. February this year is 28. You're probably wondering why this year. February is a little bit strange because sometimes every 4 years, February gets another day, the 29th. So sometimes there's 29 days in February, but mostly there's 28. That's something to put in the back of your minds for later on. Okay, so how do the months work? Let's have a look back. The first month is January. Okay, and you can see on the 1st of January is New Year's Day. That means it's the very first day of the year. And this year it was on a Saturday. I can see this year it was on a Saturday. Okay, so we have January, February, March. January, February, March. I wonder if you know your months already. I know that when I was little, I got to learn them by skipping. And we had to skip really fast. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, back to January. And I got very good at my months of the year and skipping at the same time. You might like to try that. So we have March, April. How many months are there in the year? How many? There are 12. Perfect. And when we get a little bit older, we can actually try and remember which ones have 28 or 29 days, which ones have 30, and which ones have 31. In fact, you might even memorise a little poem, a little rhyme that goes, 30 days has September, April, June and November. All the rest have 31 except February, which has the 28 or the 29 on a leap year. So some things to memorise and to consider when we talk about calendars, days, months and years. This is my calendar that I use for my work, and I can see that here is the 2022 calendar, and I can start making some notes and working out. This is a very interesting one because it starts on a Monday. This calendar starts on a Monday and finishes on Sunday, and this calendar is made for people who work Monday to Friday. And I can see here's this year's, but look, I can also see last year's and next year's. So if I start making some plans for next year, 2023, or if someone asks me, hey, what were you doing last year at a certain date, I can have a look back. So this is about the years that roll on. How many days in 1 year? 365 and 366 on a leap year. Lots of information, great listening ears and good thinking about that. Let's get to a task for calendars today. So our doing task today is to make a 3-day calendar where we consider what we're doing today, what we did yesterday, and what we're doing tomorrow. So remember, a calendar is how we organise our time and how we record things we've done. So let's make a few things up. So yesterday I went to basketball training. That's one thing I'm going to put on my list for yesterday. And yesterday, I also had a delicious barbecue, BBQ, for dinner. A lovely barbecue with some sausages and salad. Also yesterday, I did a violin lesson. Pretty busy day. A violin lesson, and my friend Anna came around. Okay, that was a pretty busy day yesterday. What's happening today? Well, today I had eggs for breakfast. Today I am going to watch a movie. And today I am going to do my maths learning. Okay, so I've got some things that I'm writing down in my 3-day calendar. Remember, I'm remembering what I did yesterday, I'm recording what I did today, and I'm thinking about what I might do tomorrow. And tomorrow I am going to get a haircut. I'm also going to go to the beach, take my little dog down there for a run on the beach. And tomorrow, I'm going to see my granddad. So here is my 3-day calendar, how I'm organising my time and recording that. So the reflection today is we've had a look at 3 styles of calendars and made our own so that we can reflect and remember how days of the week works, months of the year works, and how a year looks in a calendar. So great thinking today, and remember your learning task. I hope you enjoy making your own 3-day calendar, and I will see you next lesson. Bye.